What's up, guys? It's Dallas, aka Soup City, aka Dallas Palace, and today I have a very exciting video. I'm going to be going through my shoebox of assorted trading cards. This shoebox has been sitting in my dad's garage for who knows how long, just collecting dust, and I decided to pull this out a little while ago, and like I talked about in my first video, and just went through these and just remembered how significant collecting trading cards was in my life, and just remembered all the joy that these brought me, and ultimately this was the reason why I decided to start collecting again and to start this channel. So I've got quite the assortment of trading cards. I don't know if you guys were into as many different trading card games as I was, but I've got Pokemon, Digimon, sports cards, including baseball, basketball, football, Lord of the Rings cards. Did I say Digimon cards? And also, I'll quickly go through also my Star Wars card binder from everyone's favorite movie, I know, Attack of the Clones. So let's get to it. Okay, we've got our setup here. We've got the Spirit Charmers playmat that we got from the Spirit Charmers structured deck that I opened in another video. So along with some other Yu-Gi-Oh products, so feel free to check those out. I don't have any Yu-Gi-Oh cards in this box because I kept my Yu-Gi-Oh cards in another box, and I actually would pick up that game from time to time, so I kept those cards with me, but these cards have all just been sitting collecting dust, so have these off to the side here. Don't want to spoil anything, so I'm just going to keep that off camera. So let's crack it open. Let's start off strong, shall we? First, we've got the original holographic Blastoise. My all-time favorite Pokemon, Squirtle and Blastoise. And I've got not one, but two Holo Blastoise. So kind of this, one of the stories is not much of a story really. I don't remember what happened to a bunch of my cards, but I don't know if my mom sold them at a garage sale or what, but somewhere along the way I lost a bunch of my cards, but I was sure to keep these cards that are in this box. So yes, was made sure to keep my two Blastoise here. We also have holographic original Venusaur. Had to keep this one as well, of course. And then can you guess what's coming here? Holographic Charizard original. These have been in cases, which is good, but I think they're far from mint condition, but they should be in pretty good condition, especially this card. I bought this card from my friend for like $6, probably, I don't know, maybe a year after the hype had died down a little bit from the like original craze of these cards coming out, and I don't even know what this is worth nowadays, just because, you know, there's so many different variations of Charizard, and you know, this isn't graded and all of that, but needless to say, it's worth a lot more than $6 now. We'll just take a stack here of a bunch of commons. Another thing to note is I do have more Pokemon cards, but I did put I put some others in a binder that I will go through in another video. So these are just kind of the ones that I decided not to put in the binder. So not a comprehensive list of the cards, but still a very good list of the cards. So just the original Squirrel artwork. Love it. As I said, my favorite Pokemon, War Turtle. I'll just go through these fairly quickly because, I mean, there's a lot of cards to get through, and I don't want to make this, 2-hour long video or anything like that. So just going through a lot of, I did basically stop collecting around here, like in kind of the beginning of Gen 2. So I have some, I want to say this is like Neo Genesis. I have a few, I had the Wizards of the Coast cards, so like the gym leaders and Rocket packs and the originals, obviously. But I did only have a few Gen 2 cards, I think. So I'd love to hear in the comments what your favorite cards are. Like what's your favorite set to collect? What's your favorite Pokemon pack series in particular? I mean, for me, I think, the first 3 sets of the Wizards of the Coast, the original base set, Jungle here, and Fossil are just so nostalgic for me. So I think those will probably always be my favorite. It's kind of interesting, when I was growing up collecting these cards, I started to become pretty cynical about the Team Rocket and the Gym Trainer, the Gym Leader sets, just because of how they changed. They changed the artwork, so they would have, some of the Rocket cards would have dark Dragonite or whatever on there, and something about me just didn't like the change, and wanted to be the hipster and maintain, the series that I knew and loved. But now, interestingly enough, I, in watching some of those pack openings of those sets, I think those are some of my favorite. The Gym Leaders in particular, I love a lot of the artwork of the cards, and even there's a great example here of Dark Primeape and Brock's Primeape. Just some cool artwork in a lot of these cards. So it's funny how time can change that in 2 different Sabrina's Abra. And as you can probably tell by now, I've already gone through and sorted all of these by type, and then also by the Pokemon. So they're nice and organized, at least for now. I haven't really decided what I'm going to do with some of these. I think I'll probably hold on to a majority of them, but I do have a stack here, as I've got just the classic Charmander. If that doesn't say classic Pokemon card, I don't know what does. So I do have some duplicates as you can see, I just have you know, singles of these cards, so the duplicates I put aside to a different stack. Some classic Pikachu cards. Mareep, another one of my favorites. Mareep and Ampharos, one of my all-time favorite Pokemon from Gen 2. Yeah, but I have some of the duplicates in another stack that I'll just go through really quickly. And I'm considering selling those. I think it may depend on, you know, what kind of money I could get for them, but my logic with that is, you know, I already have, you know, they're duplicates, so I already have the cards. I wouldn't be, you know, wasting parts of my collection and some classic cards that, you know, would just be nice to hold on to. But, you know, at this point with this collection, and I just kind of kept one of all of the energies as well. I'm thinking about selling them because, and it's probably be a good time to go through some of those now. You know, with me starting up this hobby again, one, it's just nice to kind of trim the fat, so to speak. So these are the duplicates that I was just talking about. It's nice to trim the fat, so to speak, so that I, you know, just have less bulk just lying around and taking up space. But not only that, but also being able to turn this into, you know, flip this for some money and then use that money to start completing the collection of the cards that I do want to collect. So it's really just kind of trading them in for what I actually want for the collection. So that's my plan anyway. It is a little intimidating. I don't know if any of you are into selling cards. You know, I'm not really interested in you know, going through and getting these graded. I don't know how much you can tell. Some cards are maybe a little more obvious than others, but most of these cards, like I said, they've been sitting in a shoebox not only, but even before they were in a shoebox, collecting dust. You know, I was playing and trading with my friends with these on the sidewalk, the grass in the yard. So, you know, like, none of these are going to be, you know, a PSA 10. It's just not possible with the way that I've treated them. So I figure grading is not really worth it to me. You know, maybe for like my original Blastoise, maybe that could be worth it. I guess that would be something to look into. Like, what would it price be for, like, even a PSA 6 or 7? Excuse me. Sorry about that. What would it be for even like a PSA 6 or 7 original Blastoise? Like, if that would be, you know, significantly more than just like a you know, just selling an ungraded card on TCG Player or eBay. That would be something to consider. But for the vast majority, I don't think grading is worth it. I'll just kind of speed through these trainer cards. Got a lot of Pokeballs and potions. So you can see lots of duplicates. No reason for me to hold on to all of these cards, but potentially they could help to fuel my hobby and collecting now. for the cards that I do want. Because a lot of the cards that I do need to complete my collection, and I talk about this in my first video, and I'll talk about it in as I go through my Pokemon binder in another video. I'll start looking through some of these other Pokemon cards here that are a little more recent. These are actually recent cards that I got from a couple of new packs, so technically we're not the ones that have been sitting in the shoebox for years. Only a month or two. But anyway, as I was saying, there are a lot of the cards that I am missing for the classic collection that I want to complete for Pokemon in particular. There are a lot of holos, and so they're expensive. So basically, if I'm going to actually complete the collection that I want to, I'm probably going to have to put down some money, and in order to justify doing that, hopefully I can make a bit of a profit from these cards. So I'll start going through my classic Digimon cards now. And I did order these in a few different categories. Some classic cards from the TV show. I grew up watching the show, loved the show. And then also another section is cards from or Digimon from the game Digimon World. Any Digimon World gamers, leave a comment. I would love to hear about that. This was the very first game that I ever got, very first video game that I ever got. Digimon World for the PlayStation, the original PlayStation. And I loved it. I logged so many hours on it. It's one of the most confusing, glitchy games you'll ever play, but it was so much fun, and I loved just playing a lot of the different Digimon that weren't really front and center in the game or in the show, like this guy Warumanzumon as a villain. It was just a really fun game. Then I've got this other stack here. That was only half of them. And I believe these are mostly just some other cards that didn't really fit into those. I wasn't as big of a fan of the I guess the second series. I'm blanking on the name right now, but with the Digi-Egg evolution. Wasn't the biggest fan of those cards personally, but there were some pretty cool ones. So same thing with the Pokemon cards. A lot of what I would consider like the classic cards that I'm trying to collect, I put into a binder, actually in the same binder that I'm keeping my Pokemon cards, so I will go through those in another video. There's some power option cards here. And then these are, again, just some duplicates of cards that I have that I don't need, so hopefully I can turn them for a profit to use as money to collect the cards that I do want.